record from my side and let me share the screen. Right. So what is the other settings you have to do? Two settings, right? One setting is you have to go with the Oracle VirtualBox, okay, manager, and here you have to go with the settings, right click settings, and there you can choose network and you have to select bridge adapter, Intel dual band wireless. Sometimes you cannot see this dual band wireless broadband, okay, so in such case not an issue, just in case just click on it once. If you can see Realtek and all, you can see here, right, different protocols we have. You can choose anything and you can work with it, okay. So 1 minute, okay, someone asked recording permissions. Let me check. Yeah, Gopi, you can record. Yes, okay, fine. Right, so you have to select this one and you can choose any of the drivers, but try to choose this one, okay, dual band wireless, okay, and go to advanced and select allow all here. That's it, okay. So this is one setting, and the second setting is go to your virtual machine, open this PC, okay, click on this folder, you can see my computer, right, this PC, right click properties of this PC, okay, go to remote settings, okay, allow remote connections to this computer, click OK, right. So I'll tell you one thing, okay, you can see one option here, right. So sometimes you have to select this option, sometimes you have to unselect this option. If you select this option, you will get CRED SSP error, okay, not every time, sometimes I'm saying sometimes we will get CRED SSP error, okay, while connecting using RDP, we will get this CRED SSP error. Okay, what is the fix for that? You have to unselect this option. Select it first. If you are unable to connect to the server remotely, unselect it. Okay, right. I'll try to. Okay, I'll try to produce the same error in case if we can see it. Otherwise, sometimes in some laptops we can get that error. In some laptops we cannot get that error. Okay, let me click apply. Just click OK. Right. Fine. So now I want to connect to the server remotely. The two settings are completed. Now I want to connect to the server remotely. So first, what I have to check, how can I connect to the server remotely? Either using by computer name or IP address, right? So I want to find out the IP address of this machine. What is the command?
ipconfig.
Okay, so how to open command prompt? Windows R. Again, Windows are in your virtual machine, not Windows are in your local machine. Okay, who is that? NS lookup. Okay, NS lookup is also fine. Right, Windows are, or else right click on this Windows button, choose run and type CMD command. Okay, you will get this black screen like this command prompt. Okay, so I want to find out the IP address of this machine, right? IP config, don't give any spaces, IP config. Okay, just hit enter. You can see here 192.168.0.105 is the IP address of this machine. Okay, so in case if I want to connect to the server remotely, I have to use, see here, you will get lot of IP addresses here. You can see 192.168.0.105, 255.255.255.0, 192.168.0.1. In these three IP addresses, which IP address I have to use? IPv4 address you have to use. Okay, don't confuse here. This is subnet mask. This is default gateway. This is IPv6 address. So we are going to use IPv4 address only to connect to the servers remotely. Okay, so don't confuse. You have to use this IP address every time. You have to use this IP address only, 192.168.0.105, right? So now where I have to use that IP address? What people will do, you know, they will directly come here, they will open MSTS in the server and they will try to connect to the server from there only. MSTS, there also you will get MSTS screen. Okay, what you are doing, you know, simply you are connecting to the server from the same server itself. From where you have to connect to the server, guys?
Only our laptops, sir.
from our laptop, right? From our laptop. So where I have to type MSTSC? In our laptop, we have to type MSTSC means in the local machine, you have to type MSTSC. Okay, right? In the local machine, you have to type MSTSC. So you will get a window like this. Okay, let me open again. Remember, not from the Windows server, you have to type. Okay, from your laptop, you have to type MSTSC. You can see here in the diagram, I just explained everything clearly. From your laptop, you have to type MSTSC, not from the server. From your laptop, you have to type MSTSC. Okay, fine, right. So let me type MSTSC. Windows run. I can open like this, or else there is a shortcut also. Run. Okay, MSTSC. Right. You will get a window like this. It will ask for the IP address. What is the IP address of this machine? 105. Okay, 192.168.105. Okay, so type 105 here. Just click connect button. Right. So everything goes well, you will get login screen like this. Okay, right. So sometimes you can see your own connection. Sometimes you can see your own login name here, with which login name you have logged in. Okay, so this is Hemant login name, right? So sometimes you can see login name as Hemant here. Don't choose Hemant, sorry, don't choose your local login name to connect. Okay, go to more choices, use a different account, then type administrator. First time, if you are logging in first time, you have to do like this, administrator. Okay, then give the password. Which password you have to give, guys? Which password you have to give? After OS installation, yesterday I gave one password for administrator, right? That password you have to give here. Okay, remember, Windows Server password you have to give here. Okay, your bash 39 machine password you have to give here. Username is administrator, password is the one which you set after OS installation. Okay, just click OK. See here, you are getting the error. Okay, remote computer 192.168.0.105. This could be due to CRED SSP encryption. Okay, this is the error we are getting. Right. So what is the solution for this? Can anyone tell me?
Uncheck your allow.
Very good. Okay. Yes. Okay. Again, go to remote settings. Close it. Again, I'll open remote settings. You can go to the folder, right click this PC properties. Okay, and go to remote settings and uncheck this one. Okay, and apply. Okay, again, not everyone will get this error. Sometimes you have to check it, sometimes you have to uncheck it. Again, I'm trying to connect. Okay, click OK, and again just click connect button. Again it will ask the username and password. As I gave the username for the first time, now it is asking direct password. Right, now you can see yes or no screen and click yes. This is how we are going to connect to the servers in the organization. This is how server look like in the organization. Exactly like this. There is no difference at all. Okay, you can see the server IP address or server name here. As I just connected using server IP address, you can see IP address here. If you connect using server name, you can see server name here. This is exactly a real-time server. Okay, once you connect to the server, you can see a full screen. Okay, you can see a full screen. So this is how you have to connect to the server remotely. Clear? Any issues, any doubts here, please?
It is a direct dynamic IP or a static IP?
Sorry?
It might be it is dynamic IP, right?
Dummy?
Dynamic IP, no?
Dynamic IP, yes, this is dynamic. Yes, very good question. Okay, so
Then how to set
usually,
a static IP?
yes. So we cannot set static IP there. For that, we should have a separate setup and all. We don't have any fixed network. Okay, in the organization, they are going to use fixed network, right? They are not going to change network. So now I'm using my ACT network. So tomorrow, if power gone, I have to connect to another network. I have to connect using mobile hotspot. So the network keep changing, right? So I cannot set dynamic network, static network here. So that's why we are going to use dynamic IP address. In the organization, as you are connected to the servers remotely, now it is showing 192 IP address, 192 series, 192.168.0.105. Okay. In your practice, you can see these kind of series. See, guys, don't worry if it is 105, 106, 107, anything, but you can see this series, 192 series. Okay, once you set up the remote connection. But in the organization, okay, you won't see 192 series. 192 series is for internet, public IP address. Okay, so you can see 10 series, 10 dot, 10 dot, 10 dot, okay, something like 25 or 10 dot, 2 dot, 51 dot, 36, like this. Different IP address will be there. But in the organization, the server IP address will be in 10 series. Okay, so simply here I am giving 192, but you have to give 10 series. Depends upon the server IP address. You have to give 10 series, or server name also you can give in the organization. We cannot set up static IP address. Okay, so as we have connected to the internet, so of course we have to use dynamic only throughout our course. Okay, right. In case if you have time, if you have patience, just check it the Google how to set up static IP address and all. In case if you can do it, you can do extra settings and all. But as of now, this is just to show how to connect to the servers remotely. That's it. Okay, we are not learning networking and all, right? So this is fine to connect to the server remotely. This will be helpful. Okay, fine, clear, right? Fine. So I just connected to the server remotely. Fine. So this is my Windows Server 2012 R2. Now I want to install SQL Server 2017 in this machine. Okay. So how can I install 2017 in this machine? For installing SQL Server, there are some prerequisites. Okay. So what are the main prerequisites? Software and hardware requirements. Okay. So software requirements is, of course, you should have Windows Server software and SQL Server software. Okay, and main software is .NET framework. So we have, yeah,
3 point more than 3.50.
yes,
Right?
very good, yeah, more than 3.0. Okay, so Windows Server, of course, it is also important. We have already configured Windows Server, and SQL Server software. I have SQL Server software with me, and .NET framework is very important. Okay, if you don't install .NET framework, you cannot install SQL Server. Okay, it will not allow you to proceed further. You cannot select other options and all. So we are going to install .NET framework now. Of course, hardware requirements. Okay, RAM. Okay, minimum 2 GB RAM is fine for 2017. Hard disk also 4 GB hard disk is fine for 2017. And again, no need to remember this hardware requirements. Why? Because we are not going to configure servers with minimum requirements, right? So the servers in the organization will have 16 GB, 32 GB, and 1 TB hard disk, 2 TB hard disk. So no need to remember hardware requirements. But software requirements, yes, .NET framework is must and should. If you don't have .NET framework, you cannot install SQL Server. That you have to remember. Okay. So let's quickly install .NET framework in the machine. Go to the server. If you want to install any softwares in the server, you can use server manager. Okay, where I can find the server manager on the taskbar, you can see server manager. Okay, this is my server manager. If you want to install extra softwares and all, you can use this tool. Okay, where I can find this tool on the taskbar. Okay, so here you can see here, this is my tool. Just click on it. A server with briefcase is a server manager. I want to install, okay, .NET framework, right? So I have to choose add roles and features. If you want to install any software, you have to choose add roles and softwares from server manager. Okay, just wait. Close this. Right. Okay. Choose add roles and features option. You'll get pop-up like this, window like this. Next, role-based, feature-based. Next, role-based, feature-based. Okay. Select a server from the server pool. Keep it as it is. Next. Right, roles. And if you go to next screen, you will get feature. .NET framework is a feature, so you have to go to next screen, and you can see here .NET framework, and expand this triangle, choose all the settings. I mean, select add features here. Okay, choose all the boxes, and of course .NET framework 4.5 is also important. It was already selected. Okay, .NET framework 4.5. Okay, you have to choose .NET framework 3.5 and 4.5. Right, next, 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 Right here, you have to do one more setting. Okay, specify an alternate source path. Why? Because you have to provide the path from which path you have to install this .NET framework, right? You have to provide that path, right? So usually we have already attached Windows Server software, right? So in which drive it is? D drive it is. In the D drive, you have .NET Framework software. So you can see one path here. E sources backslash yes x yes. Okay, you have to give the same path, but on behalf of E, you have to give D. Why? Because your software is attached. Windows Server software is attached under D drive, right? So I have to give the same path. D drive you have to give, and remaining everything is same. In the D drive you have sources. Okay, if you want to see, you can see this is my D drive, right? In this you can see sources. In this there is a folder SXX. Okay, there you can see .NET framework. There somewhere you can see .NET framework, it will pick up automatically. So the same path I am giving, D colon backslash sources backslash SXS backslash. Okay, just click OK and click install, so that you can install the SQL Server. Sorry, .NET Framework. Okay, it will take less than 5 minutes only. It won't take much time. Yes, who is going to do this activity in the organization?
Windows team.
Very good.
We
Windows
ops
team. Yes, VOps team, Windows team. Okay, they are going to perform this activity. Okay, this minimum requirements. Once server is ready, Windows team will install some extra softwares. In that softwares list, .NET framework is not only important for SQL Server. Okay, .NET framework is mandatory for other applications also. So by default, Windows team will install this .NET framework. But for our practice, we are the Windows admin, we are the network admins, right? So we have to install this .NET framework by ourselves.
At default, it will not come.
No. Default, it won't come.
So inbuilt and all, it will not come with
Yes,
SQL Server.
yes. No, it won't come in inbuilt with the SQL Server. You have to install. Okay, before installing SQL Server itself, you have to install this .NET framework.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So here we are adding roles and features. What exactly is going?
What exactly means? Say for example, servers, right?
So
We are
only for
using not only .NET framework. We are going to use roles and features for a lot of things. For installing extra components, we have to use roles and features option. Okay, .NET framework is an extra component. In the future also, we are going to install extra components like Active Directory domain services. Okay, clustering, failure clustering features. So different features we are going to install. All features we are going to install from server manager only. Server manager, add roles and features screen. We are going to set up all the extra features and all. Okay. Right. Once it was completed, we'll proceed for the SQL Server installation. Of course, it will take 45 minutes of the discussion to install SQL Server. Okay. Let's wait for it. And as a best practice in the organization, yes, tell me.
Sorry,
Yeah. So in the organization, as a best practice, before installing SQL Server, you have to restart the Windows Server. Okay, before installing SQL Server, what you have to do, you have to restart the Windows Server. From where I can restart it, click on this Windows button. Okay, you will get a window like this. Okay, click on this power button, right? So you can see restart button here. Click on the restart button and it will ask the reason, whether it is a planned activity or unplanned activity. You can choose software planned activity. Okay, application maintenance planned activity. You can choose this option and you can go for a restart of the application. Okay, so like this we can restart again. That is the best practice. Why? Because Windows people will install lot of softwares. Okay, so sometimes they may restart, they may not restart. So restart check will be there. If you don't restart it, it may block your installation, SQL Server installation. As a best practice, okay, it is better to restart your Windows machine, Windows Server before installing SQL Server.
Yeah. So where can we download this software, sir?
Which software, sir?
2012.
2012 is not available in the public domain, sir. You have to depend on me. I am going to send you. Okay. Once you are confirmed, then I am going to send you the software. Right. Okay. So here you can see installation succeeded. Okay. Installation succeeded. Once you got this success message, close this one. Right. Fine. You can close the server manager also. Okay. Refresh it once. Okay. Fine. Now I am going to install SQL Server. Right. So if I want to install SQL Server, what I should have? What I should have? Okay. Don't waste our time. Okay. Let me discuss quickly. .NET we have already completed. Right. SQL main thing is SQL Server software, guys. Okay. Yes, very good. SQL Server software. We have to copy SQL Server software to this Windows machine, right? So you can do in the organization, there are two ways. One way is, okay, they are going to provide a shared path. Using shared path, you can copy the SQL Server software. DBAs will have a separate folder. In that separate folder, we are going to store our softwares, SQL softwares, service packs, some important scripts and all. We are going to store those important software stuff and all. DBA stuff and all will keep it inside one folder and will create a shared path for that folder. That path is accessible from all the servers. Okay, we have to request Windows team. In case if it is a new machine, we have to request Windows team or network team. They are going to provide access to that path. That is one way. Okay. Second way is using ISO image. Okay. Second way is using ISO image. By using ISO image, you can, okay, by using ISO image, you can start installation. So here now I want to attach SQL Server ISO image. How can I attach SQL Server ISO image? Can anyone tell me? I want to attach SQL Server ISO image.
Go to the setting and
Yes. Okay. So I have to go to the shared folder. Yes, you can create shared folder, but it is difficult for Oracle VirtualBox. Somewhat difficult, not so difficult. Okay. So what I'll do, go to the Oracle VirtualBox manager. Okay. Go to the settings of this machine. If you remember, before installing Windows operating system, okay, we just choose this setting. Go to storage. So in the D drive, as of now, Windows software is there. Okay, on behalf of Windows software, I want to replace this D drive with SQL software. Okay, how can I do that? Go to settings of this machine, go to storage, select this button, Windows button, go here. Okay, choose a virtual optical disk file. Okay, so it will point out to your software's location. In case if it's point to the different folder, go to your software location. I want to install 2017, right? This is 2017 ISO image. Double click on it. Okay, so now 2017 SQL Server is attached. Now you can see the change here. Okay, just wait, it will be changed. Yes, now you can see the SQL software. The Windows software is changed to SQL software. After installing .NET framework only, you have to do this. Okay, don't change without installing .NET framework. Why? Because for installing .NET framework, you should have Windows software. As I have successfully completed the .NET installation, now I am moving to the SQL Server installation, right? So I just changed, or else you can copy directly. Okay, but it will take time, right? You can directly, if you have software, connect to the server remotely. Okay, go to the softwares, right click copy, right click paste here. You can do that also, but it should be some kind of real time. Okay, right? And again, in the organization, okay, we don't follow this method. Why? Because I told you, right, we don't have access to this console, right? In the organization, we are going to depend on shared path only. We'll have a shared path. Go to the server. Okay, shared path will be like this. Okay, you have to open a shared path like this. Windows R // some imagine 10.10.25.41 DBA stuff / SQL softwares / SQL 2017. Imagine, I'm just giving example, okay? Might be like this, okay? This is the source server name, and these are the folders, and these folders will be shareable, and you have to click OK. Of course, as there is no such path existed, you will get an error. Now you will get an error. Why? Because there is no such path existed. So in the organization, you have to follow this method only. Okay, you have to follow this method only. You have to copy the softwares from your local machine, from your shared location to the server, not to your local machine. Okay, you will get a error like this. Windows cannot access. You will get error like this, as there is no such kind of path. Okay, right. So in the organization, you have to copy the software from shared location to your Windows server, either C drive or D drive, any drive you can copy, and you can start installing from there. Clear, guys? As of now, is it clear? Any issues, any doubts here, please? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes, Sean.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Sanmukh, how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
create a shared path in network?
Shared path, okay. VirtualBox, I am not using the shared path and all. There is a separate setup, okay. I'm going to, this is the best method, okay. Why? Because instead of wasting, why? Because anyhow, we are not going to create shared path in the organization. This is the simplest method, okay. So I'm going to use this method only. I don't know. Earlier I did it. You can create from here. That's not a great thing.
I already
You can.
already created. Right click on network and create.
No, no, no,
Shared
I
path
didn't.
like
I
that.
didn't create it. I didn't create it any shade path. I didn't create it. Whatever settings I'm doing, I just turned on the machine now only before starting the class. Before you only, in front of you only, I'm doing all the settings here. Offline, I'm not going to do any settings. Okay. So in case you want to create shared path, okay, go to the settings, go to the shared folders. Okay, select the plus symbol, and you can give the path, folder path, and make sure the path is the folder is shared before sharing this. And of course you will get it will take some time, but you can slowly create a shared path from local to a virtual machine. Okay, but not useful. Okay, it is better thing. You can simply directly, okay, go to the settings and you can change in the storage. Okay, storage, select this one, select from here. Okay, that is better one. Right, fine. Right, so now I have attached the SQL Server software also. Now I can straight away I can start the SQL Server installation. Okay, right click, open. Here you can see setup file, right? You have to use this setup file to start the SQL Server installation. Okay. Again, every application you have to open with the help of which option you have to choose. Okay. Very good. Yes, they may use some tools. Okay. Balan, they may use some tools, but we are not sure. Don't concentrate on that stuff. Okay. That is not our work. That will be taken care by the network team. Okay. Fine. So you have to open this setup file with run as administrator. Okay, select this one, right click, run as administrator. Listen carefully, very important. From here our work will start, guys. Once everything is ready, from here our work will start. Till now, Windows Server installation by Windows team, .NET framework by Windows team, network settings by network team, everything will be set up. Okay. Once you copy the software from here, DBA will be involved in the SQL Server installation activity. Okay. And again, before installing SQL Server, make sure you just reboot the Windows Server once. Right. So this is installation center. This window, once you open the setup file, you will get this installation center, SQL Server installation center. So a lot of options you can find in the installation center. Okay, you can see what are the hardware and software requirements, what is the security documentation, lot of things. Okay, this tool not only for the SQL Server installation, lot of things we are going to do from this tool, upgradation. Okay, and if you want to install a cluster setup, okay, SQL Server failure clustering, everything will be done using this tool only. Okay, so slowly we are going to touch more, we are going to touch all the options. Okay. Right. So here you want to install SQL Server, right? Go to installation page. These are the different pages: planning page, installation page, maintenance page, tools page. Like we have different pages. Go to installation page. So now you can see one option here: new SQL Server standalone or add features to an existing instance. Okay. So standalone means the one which we have configured now is a standalone machine without having any HADR, any high availability disaster recovery concepts, is called a standalone machine. A single individual machine, we can call it as a standalone machine. An individual machine, we can call it as a standalone machine. So I am installing SQL Server on an individual machine, right? So choose this option, new SQL Server standalone installation. Right. So you are installing developer edition, right? So you can see here developer edition is already selected. And in case if you want to install, these are the free editions only. If you have enterprise edition, select this enter product key and you have to give the product key here. Okay. As of now, we are using only developer edition, right? Developer edition. Okay. Go to next. Right. Of course, for every software, we are going to accept the terms and conditions. Next. Right. So these are the checks it will perform before installing SQL Server. Okay. If you go back, you can see the checks. These are the checks. Sometimes the restart computer check will be failed. Okay. Remember guys, total how many checks? 9 checks. Okay. Remember, even though if one check is failed, you cannot proceed for the SQL Server installation. If one check is failed, either all checks are passed or all are warning or all are skipped. Even one is also failed, you cannot proceed. This next button will be grayed out. You cannot select this next button. Okay. Remember, restart computer check is failed. What is your troubleshooting step now?
To check Dotnet framework as well as memories, so which is allocated is correct or not.
No. Just
Need to
restart.
restart the machine.
Just restart check is failed. Here it is showing a green mark, right? It is failed. What is the solution for this?
Restart the machine.
That's it.
Windows machine.
That's it. Very good. Restart Windows machine will fix the issue. This check is failed. .NET 2.0, 3.5 is failed. What is the solution?
We have to reinstall the .NET and again we have to install the .NET.
Very good. Okay. In case if you don't install .NET framework also, it will be failed, right? So for sometimes you may forget to install the .NET framework, or Windows team may forget to install .NET framework. So once you started installing SQL Server, this check will be failed. So you know the solution. So you have to inform to Windows team. Okay. Take the screenshot and send to the Windows team. I'm getting this error while installing SQL Server. Can you please install the .NET framework on this machine, so that they are going to install it. Okay. In your laptop, you can install .NET framework. If you don't install .NET framework, this check will be failed. I told you, right? Even one check is failed, you cannot go to next step. Okay. So all checks should be passed or else skipped, or else warning is also fine. But one check is also, if it is failed, then you cannot proceed for the installation. Okay. Go to next step. Okay. So Microsoft updates, usually in the organization, Windows servers don't have internet, so they cannot update by itself. Okay. So that's why you can skip this step. Okay. You can skip this screen. So go to next. Okay, remember, okay, in the organization, your servers don't have internet. All will be connected in the intranet. Internet is different, intranet is different. Okay, fine. Internet means connecting to the public network, internet. Intranet means connecting to a specific network. Okay, right. So you can see here, someone started the video. Can you please stop the video? Someone who started the video. Yes, thank you. Right. So in case a warning symbols like this, you can see here. Okay, warning symbol, Windows firewall warning symbol, no problem. Warning, we can proceed. Okay, only failed, we cannot proceed. Right. Go to next. Right. Okay, so this is important. Now, can anyone tell me what feature I have to choose here? At least one feature I need. These are the SQL
Database
Server
email
features.
service.
The main
Database
database
email service.
four.
Very
SQL Server
good.
replication,
Very good. Okay. So
full text filter, data quality services.
Okay, that is different. Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you for that. That is also important. Okay, the main feature is, I told you, right, brain of the SQL Server, database engine I have to choose. If there is no database engine, we cannot use SQL Server at all. Okay, and guys, sometimes SSAS, SSRS. So from 2017 onwards, SSRS is differentiated, separated from the regular software. Before 2017, up to 2016, SSRS is a tool here, like how you can see analysis services here. In the same way, you can see reporting services also. You have to simply choose that particular service like this. If you want to install analysis services, you have to choose analysis services. In the same way, you can see and reporting services also. When before 2017 means up to 2016, you can see reporting services component like this. Okay, but from 2017 they separated the reporting services. Okay, so in case you want reporting services, you can download it. Okay, but on the server you cannot download, as because server don't have internet connection, right? You have to download separately and you have to copy from the shared location, and you can start installing reporting services, right? So this is the main feature, database engine. SQL Server replication is also important feature. Full text search is also important feature, guys. These are the specific features. Okay, remember guys, we will have two types of features. Yeah, the meeting is going to close now. Let me reopen the meeting again. Please join with the same meeting link. Okay.